Casino Guitars, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on a beautiful quantron morning.
Whatever that
I wanted to make up a new day because I'm sick of the same 7 days.
8 days a week. There you go.
Would that be cool?
Your 8th day. Quantron. I would.
Quantron.
That would be my favorite day of every week.
Quantron's the day you do nothing.
Okay.
Like it's not a day of rest, but you do not. You literally can't do anything. You just, except for have fun.
Oh.
Fun day. Quantron.
I like it.
Anyway, YouTubers.
Don't forget, like, subscribe, click the bell. We have to say it.
You're right.
We're contractually obligated.
By the light that shines upon us. YouTubers. There's a lot of them. Some people call us YouTubers. We don't consider that at all because we just kind of hang out and talk.
That's true.
Which I guess,
sort of guess is what YouTubers do.
I guess I don't
know. Some of them do like fancy jump edits and things.
Like but the naughty or nice.
No.
Naughty or nice list, and there's a naughty or nice list from all the manufacturers. They have them on there, and it means something to not just the YouTubers, but to you as well.
That's true.
And so we'll get in that. And we're not, just a preface, we're not naming any names. We know who's on the list because we know all the manufacturers. We know the YouTubers. But it's just more of a self-awareness thing.
Yeah.
Just
it is. That's the gist of it.
It's funny because some of the biggest YouTubers out there are on the naughty list.
That's true.
Whereas like manufacturers like Fender and Gibson and PRS and Taylor and Martin, they want everybody to like review their guitars.
Yes.
Because it's free advertising for them. Remember that when you YouTubers have their guitars, it's free advertising.
Gasp.
That's how that they could spend $20 million on advertising and not get the same effect as passing out guitars to the YouTube community and getting free advertising.
Or I dare say less than 20 million.
Not free, because they're giving these guitars to some of these YouTubers as well. But that's just part of it, and we're okay with that. Like our job is like we buy guitars and we sell them.
Yeah.
And then we get to hang out and talk about them and make friends, and that's our adventure in life.
It's true.
But some of the biggest YouTubers out there, not gonna say his name. I'm a big fan of one of them. He's on the naughty list with Fender, I know.
Oh yeah.
Because he's extremely honest, and I love that. That's part of why I watch his channel.
Yeah, because if something sucks, he's gonna pretty much be like, yeah, no, this is not the thing.
And like in our relationship, like we're completely honest with this too. Like we have relationships with all of these manufacturers. We walk a tightrope.
Of course we do. We are literally selling the products.
But we are very honest about it too. And if there's a glaring absence of said product in our YouTube channel or in our website availability, it probably means we don't like it.
Ooh,
we will not go in here and trash like one of our manufacturers like guitars unless it's just outrageously bad. And we've done that before and gotten hit hard in the face.
We've got a few wrist slaps.
I'd say it's a punch face.
Right. It was more of a punch face.
And then we punch back. And then it becomes this thing. Then you realize you actually love each other. And then you end up kissing and making up. Sometimes. Or not. Or you say bye and you stop working with the manufacturers. Because we used to deal with certain manufacturers too, and like we dropped them because like we just didn't like the product anymore. Because like we could see it transforming through its manufacturing life cycle. I'm like, oh, this is not an upward trajectory of quality; it's a downward. So we stopped doing it. But YouTubers, now to get on this nice list, what do you got to do? You think?
You got to play ball.
It's totally like that.
I mean, you have to. I mean, there are certain channels that I watch, and I just know. Well, some guys are very good about. They never say anything positive or negative, right? It's just here's this thing, here's what it does. They make everything sound amazing, so you want it. But if you want to be on the ultra nice list, I guess you'd have to say everything was amazing. It's the best thing ever. It's the best.
Awesome.
Yeah, right.
Everything is not cool when you're part of a team.
Right.
No, it can't be true. And like there has to be an honesty. Like we have these things called referral links too.
Yeah.
That attach. We don't do it because we sell guitars, but we'll recommend where you should go buy a guitar. 0 referral links because that's just. If there's a cool shop or something, go get it there. If it happens to be Sweetwater, that's going to give you the best thing for the best price. We're going to say go there. If it's Wildwood Guitars, if it's Music Villa, if it's any of these other shops that we love, we say that, Or,
and I mean, I understand how an individual would want to have that, right? That doesn't have a shop. It's just a different thing.
And you should have. I support them, and I love that people support them. And if you do put them, know that you're helping them to actually make a living. You're helping an individual because they get paid a percentage of that sale from Sweetwater
if
or
you're
whoever.
Buy it anyways, I mean, why not help
that person out? We highly encourage it.
Bringing you content. So,
but if they do speak poorly of said guitars more than a few times, this guitar manufacturer will stop sending you guitars.
Of course. Well, I mean, that's not even like big shot. We send you all our stuff and you hate it and trash it. We're probably not gonna send you anymore. Well, you know.
No, I mean, like, but there's going to be some people out there like, no, I would never give a dishonest review. I've seen them. It's okay.
Well, and I feel like, you know, certain folks, I hate to feel like we're talking about a specific person, but people have gotten very crafty, YouTubers, at like throwing in some, you know, your sort of basic cons that really aren't that bad, just to make it seem like, oh, they're very fair and everything, right? Have you noticed that? Like, you know, there's always the, well, you know, here's the downside, but it's not really a downside. And it's
the string might go out of tune if you bend it like a whole and a half step together.
Right.
Like, well, that's any guitar.
Okay.
Except for a Floyd Rose guitar, the only guitar to play.
Like an actual made by Floyd Rose with the weird thing in the headstock.
That'd be amazing.
Have you seen that? No. There's a thing. They exist.
What?
Tim Pierce has one.
Why have you told me about this and I've not seen one?
I don't know.
It's amazing.
Coming soon to Casino Guitars.
And Baxter's weird collection off camera.
God, can you imagine if we had to restring them all? Oh.
No.
Yeah.
It's no, it's a very, it's, you know, because we walk this line in a different way.
Yes.
Because we do sell guitars, and we're not doing like a peripheral like sort of sell through. And like when we do reviews, is like, you know, when we did the Fender Acoustic Jazzmaster thing, like we talked about the campaign that went out. We didn't talk about the guitar at all because, you know, and it's not a bad guitar. We just thought it was like an overblown sell through on it, which every YouTuber had it in the morning, except for the ones that were on the naughty list.
Well, that was the one where we were just like, this is ridiculous. Like, you could not spit without hitting a video about it.
Like, I woke up in the morning, there was an Acoustic Jazzmaster on my door front. Like, when I came out of the house, I tripped over it. And there was one
in my toilet when I made my way there for my morning phone time, you know?
By you watching this video in your little side feed, now it's going to show up the advertisements of Acoustic Jazzmasters. Now at Amazon. Guaranteed in the warehouse for like the past 3 months. Hasn't been strung or touched in years. I'm sitting there.
Do you think, this is an aside a bit, do you think that backfired a little bit?
Yes.
That I do too.
Yes.
Because like I noticed, I told you the other day, I was watching one of Greg Cox's live things, as I often do.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the only negative comments I've ever seen on his thing was because he was playing the Acoustic Jazzmaster. And I don't even think it's the guitar. I just think people, you know, they saw through that a little bit.
No, because I think they actually have a place in the marketplace. It's just not the place that Fender was trying to pivot it to within that aggressive marketing campaign. And I get it, man. Every product that comes out, you want to market the bejesus out of it and sell as many as possible. That's what these manufacturers' jobs are. But I don't know. You gotta be careful.
I think maybe they're learning. I think they're learning.
They are. They're smarter and savvier, more savvy than we are.
That's true.
And it's a weird process watching just how the entire advertising campaign has changed. Like
my Lord, it's so different.
Their advertising budget for these major manufacturers now, it includes what you see on YouTube, what you're seeing right here and right now. Not us. We have to pay for every guitar that we get from these manufacturers. Every guitar.
Dang it.
And then we can either sell them or keep them. That's the fun part of that thing. And
as it is with things you pay for with your own money.
That's like the idea.
Dang it.
And that's the same though with the YouTubers. They can sell them or keep them if they get them. It's often given like, hey, here's a guitar. You can have it for your video. We need to send it out the next day though. Here's the Here's the UPS slip or FedEx, whatever they're using. Send it to the next YouTuber. And then one passes around like a joint. And then, but some bigger YouTube channels, if you have X amount of subs, you will get to keep this guitar. And that's it's not payment, or is it? I mean, let's say it's a $2,000 thing. Are you being paid?
I'm gonna go with yes.
I am too. It's shocking. So yeah, you're gonna think long and hard before you say this is a bad guitar.
Well, I mean,
or if you are really and you think it's bad, you should send it back.
No, and here's the thing, right? Because here's the way that I would approach it. Because I have a smallish YouTube channel, and I don't really do demos. But if I was going to, I think the way I'd want to do it is sort of the way that we look at it here. I would only want to be in bed with companies that I liked and wanted the stuff anyways. That way it's going to be things that I'm going to probably have a positive review. You know, if it's a Strat, I'm probably going to like it. If it's, you know, yeah. I mean,
but we don't like all Strats.
That's true.
And we don't like. I mean, there's some that Fender makes like, nah, and we love Gibsons. Don't like all Gibsons. And you know, and I love Gretsch.
Right.
I don't like all Gretches.
Right. And I can't, you know, I'm trying to like, what, you know,
trying to think of something I don't.
What do you do if you're a YouTuber and you get something like that and it's just horrible quality control? I know a few YouTubers who have actually pointed it out.
And then you get on the naughty list really fast.
That's how you get on the naughty list, you know.
Or like, you know, you might get like when you're talking to like you're sort of there's sort of handlers, I'm going to call them, at the manufacturers. Like they're really cool people too. But it's like, oh man, no, like, you're cool. Like you do really nice stuff for us. We really appreciate those. And like, and it's a relationship. We have those with our reps. Those are guys who like sort of facilitate the selling of the guitars from the manufacturer to us. And there is a relationship, and they manage a relationship. And I know they manage it. We're like sort of a different little glove for them to wear.
We're a weird hybrid.
Most shops don't do what we do as far as this chatter goes. So they manage us very, very differently. But I know that that's in the back of their minds too. Is like, and it's often in the end of the conversation, don't put this on YouTube. It's like, this is off the record. It's always in my conversation.
Too late, we were live, bitches.
Because we're talking about going live, because we don't edit anything, we just talk. You know, so that's the next step of Casino Guitars growth. We're gonna have like, I think, a live video come out maybe once a week. You know, where we should go, we free ball it and it happens.
So it'll be exactly like this, except in real time.
But you know, we've only done a few where we've shot and I've been like, Derek, kill the video, like before it goes out. Because like some,
I can only think of like one.
There's a couple that, well, there's one that we did last week that I killed.
Okay, that's fair.
And it was the one about like, I think about the NAMM show.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't feel like it was necessary.
So yeah, because.
And again, I'd probably piss off a lot of our manufacturers on that one. It's but we're really honest. But no, it just wasn't. NAMM's so far away. I'm gonna wait till NAMM's closer, then we'll piss off the manufacturers.
Yeah.
We'll definitely.
Let's wait till we get to go see them next week. So we can.
Are we going next week to see him? I was like,
no. I'm saying we'll put it out and then we'll go see him, and it'll be great.
Because like it is like I've gotten phone calls from the head of sales from all these major companies, like, what the F, Baxter.
What were you guys? What are you guys trying to say?
And then 2 times it's turned really ugly. Like one time, because it's tough, because one's like, they're good friends too, I'm talking with. And one time I did say, it was a California company, I think. I said F off to one of the guys. And I've said that to, everybody knows me here, I don't get angry. But this guy called me, and he was like, you know, we spent a lot of time and money on this piece. And I'm mad. He's like, you haven't spent any money on it. I spent money on your pieces. You work there, you get a salary. Blank you, you know, and I got. This was a Saturday. He's calling me. I'm with my kids at the park.
Spicy.
But it is. It's a very personal relationship that we have with like everyone I'm talking to right now, and the manufacturers I talk to. Yep. I get emotional. The guys see me back here. I'm on the phone pretty much 70% of the day. Probably.
A lot of the day. I know.
And sometimes
if you call the shop and I'm like, Baxter's on the phone, he really is. I know you think I'm probably blowing you off.
Sometimes like Baxter's at lunch with his family. He's probably on the phone still, or I'm at lunch with my family. I try to take a lunch break with my family every day.
You may very well be at lunch with your family on the phone.
That is often. I'm outside the restaurant on the phone, and like
or you know,
text. I will not. I won't. I try not to text, but I will get on the phone because that's. I don't. I'm trying
that's
to.
Fair. It's good.
Because usually if it's a phone call, it's important. But if it's but it's definitely so like. But when you're watching these YouTube channels, all of them, ours included, what's the reason? Like ours is just because we're bored and we're idiots and we like to talk. But we also like to sell guitars, you know, and it's fun. And we have a fun thing where we're making new friends too. Like some of my best friends have come from this silly YouTube channel.
It's true.
But you know,
and some people, you know, they watch the channel, they buy a guitar, and they become friends through the process, right? Especially.
But yeah, that's like it's just watch your favorite guys, like watch Paul Davids, watch Philip McKnight, watch Rhett Shull, watch Rick Beato. Those guys have all been on the naughties and nice lists. All of them, you know. But some of them are so big.
It's fluid. You can move back and forth.
Like Bjork. Again, back where we started.
Back to Bjork.
Like she's not fluid. She's just a perfect line of perfection.
I'm gonna go with that.
Straight line of perfection. I think she has.
She's the singularity.
Her first records released were like a run of 5 great records.
Okay.
It's just kind of and that's a rare thing for any artist.
It's true.
It's I think Stevie Wonder almost had, except for The Secret Life of Plants, sort of screwed it up. In the midst, Van Morrison has a perfect run of like 3 or so records. It's hard. It's really hard because everyone has a goofball in there. Anyway, be aware. It's fun too to be like, oh, this, and most of these guys, YouTubers are awesome.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Most of them are awesome, and there's like the young channels that are trying to come up, give them support too. Like it's really neat to see that. Like I still look at us as a young channel trying to come up.
I do too.
But so like, just watch them, like enjoy them, like comment on them, like give them a thumbs up, give them some encouragement. Or if you're trying to start one up, like reach out to us. We'll let you know like the ropes on how to get connected with some of these guys, maybe like the manufacturers or other YouTubers. We had Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone was here this weekend. Jeremy Guitar Hunter was here last week. Oh, you're wearing the hat. I'm wearing the Baxter shirt.
No.
It's a motorcycle store in Iowa. How cool is that?
Did they send you one? Or did you just...
No, this was a gift from my I was going to say my wife, but it's my sister, which is confusing.
Almost the same.
My wife is from Kentucky. My
sister
is not. My sister's husband, who is an avid motorcyclist, he has like a vintage like BMW with a sidecar.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
Have you ridden in the sidecar?
I've sat in the sidecar. I don't think I've ridden in it. Right. It's a little tiny sidecar. I want to get like a little MG4, like a little machine gun,
Yeah.
It's because it's German. It's a BMW, I think. It's really cool. No, but he's a motorcycle guy and a skateboarder dude. And he has this restaurant called Capital Club 16. If you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, go to Capital Club 16. It's amazing. It's voted like top restaurant in Raleigh for like multiple years in a row.
There you go.
And it's a little too hip for me to go. You have to have tattoos. I was going to say,
he sounds way cooler than us.
He's way cooler. Tattoos are entry point. Anything else on this little meandering we just went on and had fun?
No, I think that's about it.
I think it's pretty fun.
I think we got it.
Support the young channels out there. Support the big channels. Like the big ones we mentioned too. Like I think Philip McKnight's is one of the best out there. I think Paul David's.
Both those are two of my favorites for sure.
Those two like sort of are a different level to me and they're so different. Paul's is like shine and polish and like beautiful, and then Philip's is just like, hey, it's me. I'm Philip. Here's what I'm gonna say. And it's just cool to watch that and to get sort of honest takes in a very different presentation.
Yes, agreed. Here.
We just said honest takes. Here. We need to start saying that. That's really funny. Here. I'll have like our rings and knock on like Frank. Was it Frank's from like House of Cards?
Yes.
Yeah, Frank. Great actor. That movie and that show. Once he like got fired and canceled, that show sucked. That last season. Did you watch last season? Don't watch it if you haven't watched it yet. And everyone else did a great job on it. They tried, but that show was Frank. It should. If you ever watch House of Cards, watch season 1, season 2, then stop.
And then stop. Just be done.
Stop right there.
Be done.
When he does that final knot at the end of season 2. That's all I'm saying. You don't know what it means, but that should be the end. Like Ricky Gervais does his shows. He does like seasons like 1 and 2.
And then they're done. They're done.
He makes a great piece of art. Afterlife is just wrapping up. It just came out on Netflix. I haven't seen the end of it yet. Don't spoil it for me.
I haven't watched that one. All I care about right now is Yellowstone.
I haven't watched that yet.
I'm in Yellowstone. Once you start watching.
I need to get my friend's Amazon account.
Probably gonna move to Montana soon.
It does say you can do the same thing here in Rockingham.
That's true.
You get some property.
It's true.
My land.
Yeah. A good old Richmond County land baron. That's me.
So if you're a redneck land baron as well, like future Johnny, let us know as well.
You never know.
That's it though. Thanks for watching. Seriously, enjoy the YouTube channels out there. Enjoy all that you're watching. Have fun. Comment. It really does help these guys out.
Yes.
And like support their stuff. If you're watching like Jeremy Guitar Hunter, he's got some cool stuff. If you're watching Dylan, he makes some great pickups. All the young channels out there,
share if you really like them and you want to support them, share their videos. I think that helps a ton, and people forget to do that. It's harder on YouTube, I feel like, but
But just do it.
Throw it up.
Share it. Bam.
It's done. Easy.
Good night, kids.
See you next time.